I don't want to speak it into being, but I'm tired. I'm concerned that if I say that I'm tired, I will be tired, because I've spoken it into being. And right now, I have too many responsibilities to be tired. I need to remain vigilant. I have an important job. I am the bodyguard of a Techno-Philanthropist who shall go unnamed. I am one of 100 bodyguards for this Techno-Philanthropist. And right now, we're all situated on the deck of his 330-foot-long super yacht that he bought for about $650 million. I think it was like $644 million. But then he had $6 million in taxes. I don't talk to the other bodyguards. We're not allowed to talk to each other. I'm relatively senior among the bodyguards. We don't talk to each other much. We look at each other, and that's enough. Every once in a while we do our heads like that, back and forth. We know each other, but we don't talk. We have a silent communication system that we've developed as one of the senior-most bodyguards of this Techno-Philanthropist. I was instrumental in devising the communication system so that all we have to do is look at each other and we're telepathically attuned. It's like a wireless mind network. So we're out here on the deck. It's about 3 a.m. Most of us are pretty tired. What I've noticed recently is that it's cold out here. My muscles seem to be getting a little bit larger from all that weightlifting that I've done. The hardest part of my job, it's not staying up at 3 a.m. The hardest part of my job is knowing that my boss is a coward. He bought this yacht for when everything goes to shit, for the event, so that we can live like a kingdom upon the sea. 31 employees, crew members, and 14 guests. Those are the official stipulations. But he's so paranoid and such a coward that he completely disobeys the manufacturer's instructions. He's got 100 bodyguards on this boat. He's gonna sail away as soon as he can. As soon as we hit the global crisis, he's gonna be on the high seas. And he's terrified. See, he's one of those technocrats who uses technology to manage humanity, but not to create a flourishing future for humanity, because that is a foregone conclusion. We're no good. We're a bug, not a feature of the planet. So, he anticipates global rebellion and buys a yacht so he can be isolated, quarantined. The irony. And he's terrified. He can't fix the future by adding to the prosperity of humanity through his work. He pretends that's the philanthropist part. But all of it is done to burnish his image, and all of us know that, all of us bodyguards. I do that periodically just to keep myself vigilant, because when you're on watch at 3 in the morning, you can get a little bit sleepy. So you've got to activate yourself and catalyze your energy. Check in with your fellow bodyguards, because you're the senior-most bodyguard. Do a pectoral check. Everything's good. He's terrified. Now, because I am one of the senior-most bodyguards, and I've known this techno-philanthropist from the time before he was either techno or a philanthropist, since he was just a little boy. I grew up with him. I was his playmate. but also a bodyguard on the playground for when the bullies came around and wanted to play King of the Mountain. But I was the King of the Mountain, and my little soon-to-be Techno-Philanthropist was my underling. He did what I said, because I was the bigger man, boy. Things changed, of course, because he's from one of the royal families. So when my physical superiority was no longer important due to his mental superiority, the roles reversed, and he was the King of the Mountain. And then I started to just bodyguard him. But I couldn't bully him by being in service to batting off the other bullies. That's what you get when you're a bodyguard at 8 years old. You can bully the person you're bodyguarding because all the other bodyguards might get him. Bullies. That's his problem right now. He's terrified of his bodyguards. Because when the event happens and the crisis hits the whole planet, how's he gonna pay us? When currency becomes worthless, hyperinflation. None of us love him. He doesn't treat us like family, so there's no loyalty there. Yeah, he's kind of like family to me, maybe like a little brother that I would smash. Tonight I was reading him a bedtime story to help him get to sleep because all he sees is demons in his bedroom. I don't think that's his unconscious. I don't think that's shadow. I think there are demons in his bedroom, telling him how to run the world, giving him instructions on how to be the best Techno-Philanthropist on the planet. I think that's too. My boss talks to demons. He gets scared at night. I have to read him bedtime stories. He wants to know if I'm gonna betray him when the shit hits the fan. If all of us are gonna betray him. And I say, have you given us any reason to betray you? Have you given us a raise lately? Do I have a 401k or a pension plan or anything like that? I don't think so. Yeah. If you're a techno-philanthropist, you've got an emergency plan for the great X event that terrifies you, makes you wake up screaming and sweating in the middle of the night talking to demons. But I gotta tell you, I've never seen anybody try to attack this techno-philanthropist. Except for when we were boys, and he wasn't either a techno or a philanthropist at that point. He lives such an insulated life, so dissociated from his fellow human beings. No one even comes close to attacking him. Sure, he gets a pie in his face every once in a while. That's a good spoof. But that's just the pie. No significant assassination attempts, no laser beams from the sky. But you knew something. Mr. Techno-Philanthropist knows the billions are out to get him. And you know how he thinks about it? You know about his theory? I'm just gonna tell you. Because I'm fucking bored. I'm out on this rail overlooking the Atlantic. We sailed all the way down from California to Mexico to the Panama Canal, up through the Caribbean, up the eastern seaboard. Here we are outside of New York City. It's cold. I'm bored. He thinks the demons are the collective ill will of the planet, solidified into an ethereal body that comes to haunt him. Now, when I talked to him about this at night, after reading our bedtime story to coo him to sleep. I tell him that they're really hyperdimensional entities leaking through into his room to torment him. Either way, he says they give him commands on how to run the planet, what to do. And I just asked him straightforward, yo, how do you know you're not one of them? Why do you think that they're coming into the room and talking to you? Maybe you're one of them. Maybe that's how you became a techno-philanthropist. Because you had all that sorcery and black magic all your life. You came from an entire bloodline of that stuff. So I'm supposed to check in with the other bodyguards. I'm supposed to inform my boss as to whether these other bodyguards can be trusted, and if they can't, then I'm gonna muscle them up. I'm gonna muscle them up. Because that's what I do best. I'm not great at thinking. I'm not great at talking. I'm not even great at breathing. I'm great at lifting the weights. This is a dangerous time, you know that, right? Nobody can be trusted. Nobody. So what do I tell my techno-philanthropist boss? That he can trust me? What am I gonna do in the great X event, the global crisis? Everything falls apart. I don't have any future vision, any forward thinking on the matter. All I do is just look out for the guy and read him bedtime stories and try to assure him that these other bodyguards are gonna eat him alive, tear him apart limb by limb, or toss him overboard to the sharks. I don't have much of a mind, you know? I'm not hired for my mind. I'm hired because I've got the guns and the muscles, and steel will and the backbone. But I tell you something, I know why he's horrified. Because every night I come in around 5 a.m. There's a succubus on him, sucking on his soul in the middle of the night. And I have to pull that demon off, and I'm one of the only few senior-most bodyguards who actually is given access at 5 in the morning to pull the succubus off of his soul while he's sleeping. So if he doesn't pay me any money, who's gonna do that for him? These fuckers? They're not worth shit. You know, I don't have what I have. I don't got what I got. When the shit hits the fan, my techno-philanthropist ain't gonna have anybody to take the succubus off in 5 in the morning. He ain't gonna have anybody to read him a bedtime story. He's not gonna have anybody to assure him that his bodyguards won't eat him alive. Because I suppose that when the shit hits the fan, we had the Global X event, and we sailing out to sea on this 330-foot yacht with everything, all provisions taken care of. I suppose I'm just gonna take over the yacht. That I'm gonna stage the coup d'etat. that there's gonna be a mutiny right here that rids the world of this techno-philanthropist, because he's never loved me for who I am. He's never known me for who I am. I always protected him. He always used me as an appendage of his will. What the fuck is that? That's not love. You can't buy me love like that. And so right now, I'm just holding these sharks at bay. I'm giving them the look. They don't fuck with me. And they don't fuck with our techno-philanthropist. But I tell you something. He may have the billions. This guy. He is tormented because he does not think that he stands a chance. What are all of his billions worth? Nada. If he can't even trust the people that are supposed to protect him. That's why he's paranoid, because he's never secure. That's why he wants to control everyone with his gadgets. From the moment he was born, he was insecure. He couldn't trust his parents. His parents were psychopaths. He became a psychopath. And when you're a psychopath, you do not trust the world. You try to control the world, torment the world, enslave the world. The world is a threat. You get your yacht and you sail out into the ocean. You're surrounded by people who don't care for you because you never cared for them. Imagine what it's like. Imagine what it's like to have the only man you trust be a bodyguard who reads you a bedtime story, and then the demons come out at night when you're sleeping, telling you what to do, telling you that you're worthless, telling you that you've got to control the world, or the world will eat you alive.